Pauline.
Hey, I'm Priscilla.
I'm Pal.
And I'm Tamiron.
And this is the P3T podcast.
Pew, pew, pew. That's actually so good.
I know.
So today we are going to talk about something that we women relate to, and it's our femininity. That is going to be the topic that we shall be discussing today on this episode. So, to start things off, I would like to pose a question for us women, since we have all been raised in an African society, and in every African society, we know that there are gender roles. A man has to do this, a woman has to do this. So, what is your take on gender roles? Pearl?
I think, like, when we are raised, we are made to think like gender roles is like a woman or a girl. When you're growing up, you're the one who like cooks and cleans and does all of that. And even like you'll see it a lot with parents, the mom or the wife is the one who's going to do all the cooking and all the cleaning and all the maintenance of the household, and even like taking care of babies. And then the man will come home and sit down because he's worked, but the woman has also worked. So I feel like in our culture, actually African culture, Kenyan culture, it's a bit controversial. Let me just say a bit toxic, because these are life skills. Kupika, kijana hujui kupika, you know, like I think they are life skills. And now that both a woman and a man bring money to the table, also both a woman and a man should bring something to their home. So like, just use common sense when it comes to gender roles. I don't think there's much to talk about gender roles other than, like, if you're talking about physical things, there's not much to say. Yeah.
You know, just building up on what Paul has said.
My new name.
Paul has said, obviously, traditionally, we know the women are or were more inclined to work in the home, while the men were expected to go out and toil and moil and provide for the family. But then, in this day and age, it doesn't really hold water, because at the end of the day, both the man and the woman go out to toil and moil and provide for the family.
So what's going on?
What is moil? There's nothing like that.
Oh God, no, it actually is. It means to work hard. Yeah.
Toil and moil.
No,
We see
but
that
the
in
word
primary.
moil also exists on its own.
Oh, I've never heard that.
This is that in primary. You guys don't use it?
No. Anyway, we are more learned.
So, like, in this day and age, it doesn't really hold water, because at the end of the day, the woman is going out to work, the man is going out to work. So the woman to come back and to still have all this responsibility on her back when the man literally is just seated and doing nothing, it makes no sense.
So one thing quickly.
To
what Tamiron was saying, at that point I usually feel like if both the woman and the man have gone to work and they've both like worked, let's say the man has finished his shift at 6 p.m. And the woman has had a late night, she finishes her shift at 7:30. So if this man comes back home and just sits waiting for dinner to be prepared, that means his wife or whoever, his woman, not his woman, but like his wife is coming back at 7:30 to start cooking. In my mind, this man is a child, because those are things I do to my mother. Like, well, not now, because now I can cook, but like when I was younger, I would come home and I would sit and I would wait for my mom to come home and cook. But like, if at that point, I feel like this man is actually a child and this woman is raising this man.
I actually agree with all that you've said, because that whole concept of, since we women have become more empowered, we also have jobs in today's century, and we go out and work, and then we come back home and we are still expected to do the same duties that are required of us as per, in quotes, society, I think it's just unfair. Let's not even talk about equality. Let's talk about equity. It's unfair. So I think that the same thing Paul that mentioned earlier, cooking, cleaning should be a basic life skill. It shouldn't be, it's a woman's job. So let's say if women were to be eradicated in the world, will all men die?
Yeah, of hunger or of bacteria infections because they can't clean.
Can I just add?
Yeah.
It irritates me a lot when this statement, when people say, when you're dating a guy, don't cook and clean for him because you're not his wife yet. Does you being a wife make you a servant? A cleaner. A maid. That's all I have to say. Like, that statement bothers me to my core, because it means that you're just furthering that stereotype that wives are meant to cook and clean, and only when you get married is now when you start being his cook and cleaner.
At your wife material.
Quick question. I was once told that when you get into marriage, gender roles is not something you should fight over.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know.
You're fighting to clean and cook.
Oh.
You're fighting to take care of a baby that you both produce.
Here's the thing.
Now, this was how it was phrased on my side. Just because your man hasn't cooked, your man hasn't cleaned, it's not something you should, like, make noise about.
Can I say something? Can I please say something? Please. Obviously, I'm not married, so I don't know anything about marriage and how marriage works.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. When people say that, the assumption is, as a wife, you're not doing anything. You're just at home. Because honestly, even me, if I'm just at home and my husband has gone to work and he's working, let me finish. And he's working, then I come home and he comes home and then now we start, you cook and then I'll clean, and the whole day I've been in the house doing nothing. Like, even me at that point, I'm inclined to do these chores, not because I'm a woman, but because I have the time. But then also, when people say like, don't fight over gender roles in marriage, and like, don't the one that I've had that made somewhat of sense to me is, women are nurturing beings, just by nature. Like, we're nurturing. So
wait, but is it really by nature,
or have we been told
by nature?
Or by nature?
Programmed.
Yeah, because
Good question.
your parents will buy a girl dolls, and the assumption that the girl will like the dolls and the boy will like the cars.
Nature.
You see, everyone gives that example, but like, what other toys are there to play with? Is it just dolls and cars?
No, but you could give the girl the car and she'd enjoy.
But now you people have told me it might just be nature and it's not nature. But the thing is, it's usually, apparently it's maternal instinct to build a home. Not for your husband, for your children. So you'll find, like, women are just more inclined to do the cooking because their children are not going to starve. And to do the cleaning because their children are not going to wear dirty clothes. So what happens is, for you, it's more natural because we've been socialized from a young age to, play with dolls. You're always taking care of dolls as guys are driving and playing with cars. So, like, because of socialization, definitely socialization plays a massive role in it. But also because the way God created us, he made us such that we will be able to care for these children when they come on this earth. And it's so ingrained in you. So you end up doing these things not for your husband, not because it's your job as a woman, but because there's this child that is dependent on you. But then also, people need to now move from that and learn that this child is not dependent on you alone. It's dependent on you and your husband. So I think now that's the point where you and your husband need to sit down and talk about it. You need to sit down and actually don't walk into the marriage with expectations that this is just how it's going to be. Like, I feel like you need to sit down and define how you want your home to be built.
Yeah, wow. We've spoken a lot of sense. Moving on to the next question. Do you think femininity is fluid or rather determined by nature upon conception?
What do you mean fluid? Fluid as in like it shifts.
Yeah, it can be shifted. Like, for instance, like you could be biologically born male, but you have more feminine traits or characteristics.
Can I go first?
Yes.
I think femininity is fluid. There's a lot of tomboys out there that are still attracted to men. There's this girl in my church. She's significantly older than me, like close to that, like late 20s, yeah. And you can't catch her in her dress, yeah. She's always wearing like t-shirts and shorts and jerseys and all of that, but she is for sure attracted to men. So, and she's still feminine. She still considers that to be feminine for herself. For another person, they'll wear floral dresses all the time. They like pretty things. They like aesthetics. I think femininity is not defined by what society has put it as. I think it varies from person to person, and when we close up femininity in a certain box, then it I don't know, it now defines masculinity in a way, because now a man can't be like this, otherwise you're being a girl, and Pauline, you had said this earlier before we recorded. You said like something that could be considered to be feminine is like cleaning. And so if a man is clean, he'll be told, when you can't me, and yet it's just your bed sitter is neat.
You just don't like bacteria.
Yeah.
You want to keep things in place.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to talk about just the way you said, like boxing femininity, like creating a box of femininity. I think the danger for that is also it locks very many women out, because basically, in essence, what you're telling these women is, if you do not act in this way, you cease to be a woman. And like that's dangerous for very many reasons. So yeah, that was just my take on that.
I like what you said earlier as well, Pauline. When okay, we're just quoting Pauline today. When you said that, which is actually a fact. Sex is
Is a
biological
construct.
Gender is
gender
a
is societal. Yeah, that was very intriguing. But then also, as I think, what am I saying? I'm saying that it's femininity, masculinity is like an energy you give off to some extent. So like a girl who's a tomboy, they give off more of a masculine energy.
But what is a masculine energy?
And what is a feminine energy?
Okay. This is actually the best way to describe it. You know how some traits are considered to be... Okay, so like if you're compassionate, compassion is considered a feminine trait.
And then courage is a
masculine trait. Being assertive and headstrong is a masculine trait. Being
compromising
and understanding is a feminine trait. So that's what I mean by energy. Yeah. So where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Sorry. So yeah. It's an energy you give off. It's not particularly like something set in stone. It's just what you decide it could be. It's you who defines it for yourself.
Yeah. Wow. I actually have nothing else to add. Moving on. What do you pride yourself in being a woman? Like, what makes you proud in being a woman?
I'm proud that I think what makes you proud to be a woman is how strong women are. You could be bleeding for a whole week, and
You're
you just
walking around
walk around
and you're
like
bleeding.
nothing is happening. Nothing. Yani, the only time somebody can know you're on your period is when you say, "Can you check if I'm okay?" That's the so much, and not even just like periods, but like even like in society, women
take
we are
in so
battered
much.
down. We are, women are stereotyped. Unashikwa kwa stage na anyway, women go through so much, but we have to keep going through life like it's okay, So I think the strength of a woman is what I'm the most proud of.
Yeah.
I think for me, I have two things, but I'm going to brush over the first one because Pal already mentioned most of it. I just feel like pregnancy. You people, women who have been pregnant, congratulations.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Congratulations, because that strength, my goodness. My goodness. I don't even know how you get that type of strength to like your body literally. Someone was telling me, they were talking about their experience during pregnancy, and they were saying how like sometimes they would be hungry. Yeah, they'd probably eat now, and then in like 2 hours they'd be hungry, and then they're thinking, but I just ate. But then your body, when you're pregnant, your body only focuses on that organism that's growing inside. So everything shifts to that organism. Like you eat and it's all going to that organism. Like you're not getting anything. And like, your organs shift to create room for your uterus to expand. Like, next time you see a pregnant woman, clap for them. Clap for them. Like their feet are always swelling. And they still have strength to get out of the house and walk.
And work.
And stand for hours on end. Me at like 3 hours nasikianga nimeshoka na sijabeba mtu kwa tumbo.
Apparently, when women get sick when they first find out that they're pregnant, apparently your whole immune system shuts down so that because your body has detected a new thing. So it shuts. In clear YouTube, so if I'm wrong, it's okay.
Go fight.
When your body shuts down because it's detected a new organism and it doesn't want any antibodies to be formed for that organism to be fought and the baby to die. So that's why women become so sick. So you become so sick to the point where you're concerned about your health because of pregnancy. So anyway, women's bodies are fantastic.
Fantastic. Another thing, or rather the one I wanted to say is, I think I'm most proud to be a woman because of just, I don't want to say the softness, but yes, the softness of being a woman. Because I feel like a lot of times, if you're a more like soft and kind of, you're not as headstrong and you're not as, opinionated as like some women, like people are like, she's clearly not proud to be a woman, or she doesn't have strong opinions about womanhood and she's not very proud to be a woman. Or sometimes like when women are super strong and super, or like a woman that is to be applauded is only the strong one and only the one who has stood up in front of people. But like there are also women who are more soft spoken. There are also women who are more calm about life and are not as eager to fight as other women are. So I feel like that's also something that should be appreciated, which a lot of people kind of look over.
Tamara?
Honestly, I feel like we've covered it very nicely. I was going to focus on strength, but there's no need to dwell on it. They got it out well.
I also think one thing that I can say I'm proud of being a woman is the yes, it's strength, but also the empowerment or the progress we've seen over the years and how we've grown and the kind of privileges also that we have grown to acquire. And I'm seeing like the future for women looks brighter than it did before.
Martha Karua, sorry.
Yes. Yes. And that whole thing about Martha Karua being nominated and chosen to be Raila's running mate. I think it's a great step.
It's a step forward.
It's a step forward for feminism and for women also in terms of politics. So I think that was a highlight for me this month, to be honest.
I think
we are not politically aligned with Azimio, Buddha, or anyone else. Tunapenda tu mother.
I think sometimes we get so overwhelmed with the negative. We forget that we've come from far. We actually have. So just
the fact that you can vote is enough.
And own land. Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, moving on. What situation has ever got you thinking that it would have been better being born male than female?
Can I say? Anyway. So, as I said before, just women being harassed in general. Men don't get, men get harassed, yes? But, like, female harassment is now seen as a by the way thing. The way corruption is a by the way thing. Like, tapia to officer 50 bob chai umeenda. So, it's like women are harassed on a day-to-day basis. A woman has to like fake smile if she's catcalled. She has to be like, hey, like a fake smile, just so that she's okay.
She remains safe.
Yeah, she remains safe. She's not scared that this man might take advantage. Of her. When you're entering a mat, at least when I'm entering a matatu, I take count of the women, the number of women in that matatu. There's not enough woman to man ratio. I will not enter that matatu because I'm scared that something bad might happen to me. So I just think safety in general, or like harassment in general, my villain origin story is conductors touching my hand, pulling my arms at the stage to take the matatus. No, I'm not going to Nakuru. So why are you pulling me? Why are you pulling me? Why are you... Anyway, so you see...
Sometimes it's not even a pull. Some are weird. They actually like softly touch your hand. Mama, si ukuje. And you're like, what are you doing?
No, but even if I'm going to Nakuru, why are you touching me? I go to Nakuru when I go to Nakuru.
Stop rushing me.
Don't forget, a guy will pitch and then they're like, mkubwa unaenda Nakuru. No contact. It will just be unaenda Nakuru.
Apana. No. So you see the way like it's so normalized to the point where like men feel like they can touch you and you're fine, or they feel like they can catcall you and they're giving you a good compliment. Now she's going to smile from here to Timbuktu because I've catcalled, I've whistled at her. So
I'd rather you just stand up from where you are and you come and tell me I think you're beautiful.
That's
so much better than just whistling at me.
And sorry, but let me just say this real quick. The thing is, like, how many women have expressed their hate towards this? How many people have said it's annoying? But the thing is, we're not taken seriously. It still happens. And this evening, us wonderful ladies have been privileged to be in a talk with Chimamanda. Yes, I have to say it. So
Chimamanda Adichie.
Yeah. She
Lord,
said something.
guys, don't listen to them. They're cringe.
We went to a talk.
No, I'm actually going to leave that part in.
Right.
Tamiron, you're so cringe.
I was going to add,
I don't care.
if you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen it.
Yeah.
Go to the 411.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, she said something that really struck me, or that I found very interesting. Like, by the fact that so many women are saying it, the probability of being true is almost 100%.
Yeah.
So it's just sad that we're not taken seriously enough for action to be taken.
I think, this is the last thing I'm saying. I think the reason is oftentimes a man's word is taken as definition or as fact, but a woman's word is taken as you need to prove it.
Yeah.
Because you will say catcalling is offensive. A man will say catcalling is a compliment. What will people believe? Catcalling is a compliment. I will tell you. I will be the one who decides what compliments me, not you.
Exactly. I also think that there are not a lot of men who are coming out to defend women's rights, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
men only listen to men.
as Chimamanda, I will quote her in the meeting.
Cringe.
She did say that
Let us have this moment, guys, please.
maybe society would, or men would likely take advice from another man rather than from a woman.
Yeah.
And
listen to men.
men listen to men more often
Than they do to a woman.
than they do to a woman, and it's very sad.
Oh my God. I read I don't believe this study, but apparently there's a study that states there's a certain frequency that men's brains are wired not to listen to. So if your voice is higher, they're just wired not to listen to you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Simply put, you might have done your research, but I genuinely don't believe you.
That was a forged. I believe.
But don't men listen to their mothers?
Yeah.
They do. Oh my God, they do.
That's true.
There was once a scenario for me that I actually disgusted men for. Someone close to me was going through a very tumultuous time, and it was not the best, and she was seeking legal help. And this person that she managed to meet was a renowned lawyer, who I will not mention names. But when she sought help to this person to like help them legally, give them like pro bono, the guy said that she had to sleep with him for her to get the pro bono case. And it made me sick, because this person is like, I know this person like very close, like to heart, and it made me very sick to the core, because I'm like, why can't a woman get justice or get something at least from society itself without having to beg a man, without having to plead and make a whole case about it to just justify herself to a man? And it got me thinking, maybe it would be better if I was born a woman, or even this woman were to be born a man, because you would never hear such things happening to men. Or a man being told perform a fellatio by a woman.
They do happen. They do happen. Though. Yeah, they're more commonplace nowadays as women have started entering like more professional settings and like having more power. They happen. They do happen. So it's inaccurate to say they don't happen. I think the difference is just it's more expected with women, you know, and which is sad, because the same expression, like when you hear a guy was forced to sleep with his lecturer to get marks, it's like, oh my God, oh my goodness, how could that happen? How is that allowed? But when you hear a
Something
woman,
needs to be done about that.
now. But then when you hear a woman had to sleep with her lecturer to get her marks, you hear, so many women do that.
Or maybe
so many women
initiated.
Like what was she doing? Maybe she was failing.
It's very sick. I would like to conclude this conversation with this last question.
This is part 1.
Yes, this is part 1. And I'm guaranteeing you there's going to be a part 2. So stay tuned for that. But as we conclude, would you consider yourself a feminist? Why or why not?
You're answering.
Who wants to answer?
Who wants to answer? Paul, go ahead.
I think we should all answer.
Yes. Why? There's a lot of reasons, but I think if you just go and listen to Chimamanda.
Oh no, not you too.
The mighty have fallen.
And like the reasons why she's a feminist, watching her video on why she's a feminist is what like got me to be like, yeah, feminism is cool, you know. Why I'm a feminist is because I believe that women need to be empowered and they need to be brought to an equal level as men, not a higher just unequal. You know, I just feel like women need to be treated fairly in society, and it's happening, but we're not yet where we need to be. So that's why
For
I
society
believe.
to thrive.
Yeah. So that's why I believe I'm a feminist.
Can I go?
Yes.
I never used to say I was a feminist because of I think nowadays there's a bit of a negative connotation around feminism, and especially around feminists, because you hear feminists and you hear a woman who doesn't want to shave, a woman who doesn't want to wear a bra, a woman who thinks all men are trash, a woman who wants to kill all men. Like like that's, you hear feminism and that's the picture that comes into your mind.
It's been equated to what is femian, the female version of misogyny.
Misandry.
Yeah.
So like it's been equated to feminism. Actually, umegonga ndipo. Feminism has often been equated to misandry. But like for me personally, like understanding the whole concept of wanting equality, like this is going to sound bad, but women who have like a personal vendetta against men, like women who genuinely believe with every fiber of their being that this society would be so much better if men just dropped off the face of the planet, I don't think those women are feminists.
Yes.
I think they have been hurt and they need to heal. Because for me, feminism is very much about equality. And this equality, it can never be achieved unless everyone is working towards it. Like like if you're constantly fighting people who are fighting for this equality, then you don't want this equality. You want people, you always want somebody to be under you. I read a poem recently. What is her name? I think her name is Becky Wanjiro, I think is her name. I didn't read it. I listened to it, and she was saying how I'm just going to paraphrase because I'm not as dramatic as her, so I feel like I'm going to impact you the way she impacted me. But basically, she was saying how you see, people will be like, everyone has a place in society, and she was like, that's true, but no one's place needs to be beneath another for society to thrive. If we are both at the same level, society can thrive.
Can I just say something? I'm so sorry about like the toxic feminists. I feel like
I was about to say something on that. Continue.
I feel like if you say I don't support feminism because there are toxic feminists, there's toxicity in everything.
True.
Let's take for example, in one of our past episodes, we talked about the way there are some pastors who like swindle people out of tithes. Will you say I'm not a Christian because Pastor X and X lied to me about the doctrine? No. You go and you look for the good pastors and the good ministers. Okay. So you go and look for the good pastors. You go and you read your Bible for yourself, and you find out what Christianity is for you. So now with feminism, if you see a bunch of toxic feminists, will you say I don't support feminism because of this and this person? No, you go and you read about it. You see what the movement stands for, and you decide for yourself what you believe. Because you can't say I don't like feminism, so you don't want equality. You get? You don't women and men to work cohesively together to build a better society. Because that's what we're working towards. So I feel like looking at it with a very narrow lens can lead you to looking at everything with that narrow lens. So if you see one toxic thing in one culture, one subset or one whatever, then we burn all of it together. I think that's not healthy.
Unfortunately I was one of those people.
Same, but
we looked at things. We grow. So just like Pauline said, I would never refer to myself as a feminist just because of the toxic femininity that is and was going on. But now, and I think there was a point I grew past that, but I wouldn't particularly it's funny, I wouldn't call myself a feminist, but then I would say
like right now?
No, not right now.
Oh, okay.
Not past, but after I had to grow my phase of toxic femininity, and that's why I can't be a feminist. I got into a phase of okay, yeah, I'm not a feminist, but
I stand for
will fight.
everything.
I will fight for my rights.
Yeah.
You know, now it's funny. My mind kind of shifted when I got into uni, and people actually realized that I was like really vocal about these things and these issues, and they're like, "Hey, Tamiro, you're actually a feminist." And then I think that's when it dawned on me that, being a feminist is not. I think I was scared of being associated with the word feminist because of the negative connotation to it.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, I was
stand
still
for
it.
everything.
A feminist would stand for. So now I think I'm at a point where I just call myself one.
I think I do support feminism, the agenda of feminism. I'm obviously against the negative connotation of
As
it.
we all are.
However, I think I'm more of a supporter of gender equity.
Okay.
I think equity equals equality. Yeah. So we need to first
It
work
doesn't
on.
equal, but equity is better than equality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like equity will fast forward equality.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we need to first attain gender equity so that we can see equality.
Maybe we don't even need equality as bad as we need equity.
Yeah, we need equity.
Yeah. So thanks for listening.
Just
to this
one
podcast.
last sentence.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Basically, my parting shot is all that we said about feminism. It's not to say that men don't have problems.
Yeah.
It's not to say that men are really living the dream life.
Yeah.
Hey now. Sorry.
Yeah, we can proceed.
And also,
Tamia.
in the finals of finals, I probably
become those women.
the definition of feminism in itself is like equality for both.
Yeah.
So when you see one side fall, you help that
The other
side,
side.
regardless of whether it's your gender or not, or regardless of whether
Also
it's female or
help
not.
your gender.
Yeah.
Each other men.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that's it. That's all.
I really enjoyed this discussion. It was very insightful. As we conclude,
Promise we'll have a part 2.
yes, we're going to definitely have a part 2. And you better tune into that one because it's gonna get spicy.
Can I also say?
yeah.
I think we could have guys come on here and talk about masculinity.
Yeah, if you're interested, reach out.
Yeah. If you're interested, do DM us on P3T at P3T Podcast on our Instagram. Also, make sure to check us on Audibles, Spotify, and all the other
ETC.
platforms other than, because we're not yet on Apple Podcasts, Apple Music, and
Opencast. No. And Overcast.
Overcast.
Yeah, do not hesitate.
Do not hesitate to reach us on our email, p3tpodcastke@gmail.com. We really appreciate your feedback. Do interact with us on our DMs or on our email. We
Send
do
us
love you
feedback.
guys.
Sorry, send us feedback.
Yeah, send us feedback too. We do love you guys, and bye.